Hello everyone, welcome to the Advancement Centre and welcome to the world of magic and miracles. Each time we gather, we elevate a little further, but this time we're going a long way. As I speak, you'll feel that you don't have to go through any of the steps. You're elevating immediately to a spot well beyond where you've been before. And it's because of this that I speak about new things. The natural elevation, the interaction between us, and the possibilities of the future are now in play. We can see far beyond where we could see before, even though we're seeing with eyes that are not our visible eyes. They're the eyes that take on the world and the universe and see them in a different way. The world of magic and miracles is becoming our playground, and our ability to go anywhere at any time is becoming something that we really appreciate. It's not in our thoughts, it just happens. Instantly, we think it's a fleeting thought, but in fact, you go somewhere else. You hear a bird, you hear an aeroplane, and your whole system changes so that you're in a different world. And we've spoken about visiting all these other worlds many, many times. But now it's just happening automatically. And you're starting to speak about things that you never spoke about before. Because in the world that you're in right now, all those things are reasonable. All the things that were supposed to be fairy tales or imagination or foolish thought are actually the biggest part of your life. And to have a foolish thought and have a laugh about it changes the world around you. It's right now that we feel something that we can reach out to, that we're really not afraid of, but we're welcoming something that we don't really have a handle on. But that's only from the world of thought. In fact, we have a handle on everything. We can visit anywhere at any time. We can settle into a different field. We can feel elevated, we can feel down. Whatever you wish is there. And because it's all been placed into reason before, you're now getting the feeling that reason doesn't really work. As we move further and further into this, what we thought was unknown world, it becomes more familiar. And so the very thing, world, is starting to be of value. And that's our gift to the world, of the magic and miracles that we bring. More than just those things that are listed on paper. More than even you can imagine. But up to a level that you cannot even fathom. We've listened to all sorts of things. And we've thought all sorts of things. But now, it's real. It's the time when we can admit to ourselves that humanity has more to offer to everything in the world and beyond than has ever been listed or thought about or considered. We have brought with us something that I'm going to declare as open to the world, and that is the industry of magic and miracles. An industry that belongs to everyone, that has unlimited scope, that adds to the value of everything and everyone. And a little bit of magic added to anything that we've already done makes it much better and more acceptable to humanity themselves. We have at our fingertips a multi-million-dollar or multi-billion-dollar industry that we've all overlooked. That's an industry that can add to anything, no matter how complex or how simple, and can increase its value thousandfold. A little bit of love into your car makes the car keep going. A little bit of love into the chair that you sit in makes it more comfortable. But some magic doesn't just make it more comfortable, it makes it alive. So we breathe life into everything with this industry of magic and miracles. And unbeknown to most people, this is the value of humanity that's always captured by a few. But now, the whole value of who we are and what we can do is not pulled down into a list of jobs. It is beyond any list. And your stage in life does not determine your value. So if you're a 100-year-old, you still have the wisdom of the ages. You still have the magic of a slight word, of a look, of a wave of your hand. You have the ability to change the lives of every person that walks past you and those who don't. So as an industry, we can bring this world into an action that rewards us all. Initially, you'll say, I can't see how we can make any money out of it. But how many times have you made money out of it and not known? The magic that you put into your work is what you're getting paid for. Your enthusiasm, which is the magic that you carry, is what advances you in the present world. But it advances you within the limits of somebody else's framework. The magic and the miracles that we now provide are solid, saleable items that will lift our whole society beyond any level that can be created by thought or process. We're now about to recognize the magic and the miracles that each person brings to the world. It may take some funds to do it, and we have no idea where that comes from at this stage, but we're fully aware that we have the value, that we are the golden goose. And the only way that will work is if you keep giving to the world and to others the gifts that you bring. That magic that makes everybody fly. That enthusiasm that makes a child win a race. The excitement of meeting someone. The brilliance of making a meal that everybody loves, a celebration over anything, the memories of birthday parties, of excitement, of all the things that we thought we had to do in our spare time outside of work are actually the things that produce the value in the work you're doing. As we move forward with what we're talking about, and we start to declare some real things that are part of our magic, you will start to see the growth of all of the standards that you brought into the world. Not the standards created by being a nation, or being part of a school, or being part of a group. The whole scope of your personal being exceeds all of that. And it displays in every smile, in every interference. And even right now with us being under the flight path on a Sunday, most unusual. It's a disturbance, but it's fun. As we speak, things change. As we feel things, they change. And as we develop the knowledge that accepts everything that we don't know, I don't know what to say. As we move forward, we get better and better. But without having the real industry to work in, we don't feel we have the power. So now I'm declaring once again, we've entered and opened the industry of magic and miracles throughout the world. And that includes all the money that it creates, all the joy that it creates. And the ownership is with each person. You can declare yourself today to be a master in the industry of magic and miracles, a director, a member, whatever you want, because it belongs to you. And if you like, the industry of magic and miracles can have an institute, and you can be a member of the Institute of Magic and Miracles. And then all of a sudden, you can make a piece of paper that says you're in the world that you're in right now, you have a qualification. And you can get it signed by 1 million people. We can build all these things. We don't need a law. We have it all ourselves. We can express that we really love to adventure in various areas throughout the world. And you can declare yourself a master of travel. You can say you belong to the Institute and get everybody's agreement because they know you do. You don't have to be master of a computer. You don't have to be able to run at high speed to enjoy watching games. You don't have to compete. Those who like to compete, fine. But you add some magic and you'll find the whole game has changed. You'll have everybody totally captured by the evidence of of the magic and the outcome is always a miracle. In somebody else's eyes, maybe. But the miracle of you expressing something within the framework of the industry of magic and miracles will build a bigger industry in every part of the world than anything has ever seen before. I suppose it's a bit of a rush for me to throw this all up in front and say, it is so big you can't believe it. But we can all prove it, each one of us, in our own way. And we don't have to prove it to anyone except ourselves. So when you get up in the morning, you're actively working in the industry of magic and miracles, which is really your home ground. You have all the rules, and you have all the know-how. And you don't have to produce paperwork to be able to make someone smile. You don't have to produce paperwork to send someone off on a project or to work or on a trip or to school with some food in them and a smile on their face and an outcome for the day that gives them enthusiasm. The sense of value in everything we do is growing, and it's growing so quickly. It has instigated some sense of disappointment because it hasn't been accepted in the social climate that we have. Because if you hold a position and you're miserable, you still get paid the same as if you're happy. This will change because it won't be a payment by dollars. And you'll see this happen over the next few years. It will just grow, and your ability is always there. So you can't compare one with the other. The way everything flows, it's attracting the growth of well-being, even in your lounge chair. The sense of climbing out of bed and saying, wow, I have something to do, rather than I've got to go to the shop or I've got to go and dig a hole. Two different things, three different things. You get up, you have something to do, you have a framework that you're working in, and you won't care what the process is or what the job is. You're just too happy being you and having a real live framework to work in. And as we move along, you will all come up with things to prove beyond a doubt that you're an expert in the industry of magic and miracles. And you don't know of anybody else who does the same thing. So as we move into the next week or so, I'd like you all to just sense what it feels like to have that framework, to know that you work in an industry that you brought to the world, industry that belongs to humanity itself, that was brought in here by you, totally at your discretion, to administer the way you feel. And now you have the opportunity to do it, because there's no rules. And there's no one telling you have to, and it doesn't matter if you don't. But by gee, you'll feel better if you do. And you'll start to know where you came from. You'll start to remember all the beautiful interactions you had in other worlds, of the deep honour that you seem to have left behind, of the respect that goes far beyond anything we've ever known, and the unwritten words that you project in every day will become obvious to you. This is the time when it was declared the doors would be open, and we would prepare the world for its next stage. And its next stage is beyond any explanation right now. It is so advanced and so great that simplicity itself has become an art. If we tell you in detail the things that happen in other worlds, you will separate yourself from them and say, well, it's not possible here. But if we say, why don't you bring your gifts from those other worlds into this world via the means that you always displayed in those other worlds, not via the means that are displayed here, but by the silent interaction and the transmission of special feelings and the upliftment of so many things. You will see the plants open up around you. Flowers will open just to say hello. The birds will come and sit in front of you and talk. All the dainty things of the world will just show up. And even the friendly fly will come and say hello every time. So we've got many, many opportunities if we declare the industry of magic and miracles our reality. And that's what I've done today. And I'm sure it won't take long before nobody knows who said it first. Because the industry of magic and miracles is alive, and it was brought here by you. You just didn't know what the best name was. But you've known it all along and wondered what was done with the book of rules that you knew about. And I can tell you, it stayed with you. Developed by you and will be displayed by you. And you'll amaze everyone around you with the slightest movement, smile, feeling, prediction. And they'll be able to say, it's fine, I can do that. I work in the industry of magic and miracles, don't you? And you'll get a smile every time. And you'll get that recognition that I've always spoken about. The recognition we have from other worlds. The recognition that we're more that meets the eye. And the glow that comes from us, that can always be seen, but not photographed, will entertain so many of us that we won't really know when to stop. So when you deliver the message to your friends about the industry of magic and miracles, tell them they can look it up anywhere and they won't find it. But they can ask anybody, anywhere, and they'll say, of course, that's the industry we all work in. And so the overruling influence of the world will become magic and miracles. And we will have value in everything and everyone. So on that note, I would just like each person to send out a little bit of their special magic, a little bit of a smile, a bit of mischief, a sparkle, a wave at a fly, anything, and feel what it does for the rest of the world. And there you go. It's actually lifting everyone and everything by itself. And that is the introduction that you should use to the industry of magic and miracles. So we're in the world of magic and miracles, and we work in the industry of magic and miracles. And it contains everything, and we are the masters of our own destiny. So enjoy your new adventure, your new industry, your feeling of what you can do, and the fact that you're the only one who can approve it. You have total authority, and you can declare yourself the director of anything. And what we give to you, as we always do, is a perfect life, perfect health, and a very magic future. Thank you very much.